As a child, I always looked forward to Christmas, and although it's hard to remember all the details, there are consistent images that spring to mind when Christmas is approaching. In fact, all these years later, as someone in their 50s, I can't wait for the Christmas break, even if it's just to do very little and eat loads of sugar. For me, coming from a non-religious family, I embrace elements of Christmas for how they make me feel as a whole, rather than as part of a belief. In fact, a lot of the images aren't really true anymore, the white Christmas part anyway. As Londoners, we always long for snowfall and building a snowman on Christmas Day. But this is just in the movies, or at least in another country. But somehow, the snow, the penguins, the reindeer, it's all part of it. Imagine spending Christmas on a beach in Australia. Just weird. The wreath. Approaching my parents' front door on a damp December night, I don't know why, but it just offers a warm, Christmassy welcome. Many houses are richly adorned with all manner of decorations at Christmas, and we are a nation of card senders, so these are usually everywhere. Even if you couldn't be bothered to put up a tree, like in our house. Who believes in Santa? I hope none of you guys. One delight as a child is the Christmas stocking, traditionally hung up by the mantelpiece above the fireplace on the 24th for Santa to fly down the chimney and leave some exciting little things. Of course, as most people don't have fireplaces, the stockings, or just big socks, the bigger the better, were left at the end of the bed and miraculously filled by the next morning. I remember loving this ritual and have to confess that once it ended, I was secretly very disappointed. In our house, we didn't have a tree, so naturally the presents went in front of the TV. I say naturally because the TV had become the absolute centre of attention for most of Christmas, and I guess still is for many people. Oh, the anticipation of those colourful, carefully wrapped shapes. It still gets me today. I love giving presents, receiving presents. After the presents, the main event really is the eating and drinking, and boy do people go for it. I have a sweet tooth, so Christmas is an excuse to really let loose. Starting with champagne, there's wine, beer, brandy, gin, whiskey, schnapps, whatever takes your fancy really. And the food, well, most times it's just too much. The gingerbread, the mince pies, Christmas cake, chocolates, nuts. And then the main event on the 25th, turkey dinner with roast potatoes, Brussels sprouts, carrots, peas, gravy, cranberry sauce. Actually, and rather strangely, I enjoy a little mint sauce too. You should use it with lamb, but I don't care. For dessert, or should I say pudding, there is Christmas pudding. Or we used to have fruit pie with custard or ice cream. Then we opened Christmas crackers, which produced a hat and silly device and stupid jokes. This tradition actually I don't really miss, to be honest. Then everyone collapses in the living room, watching some rubbish on the TV. When I was younger, it was always The Wizard of Oz, Ben-Hur, Home Alone, Grease. Then more food. Tangerines, stollen cake, panettone, more chocolates, more mince pies. Never ending. Oh, and of course, there was always the odd family argument to add a little extra spice to proceedings. Christmas. I'm glad I still enjoy it. I really am.